Hi and welcome to Bantou International. My name is Georgette Adjier. I'm here today to walk you through the little historic of Bantou, what they've been doing, what we have been doing since we've been created. Bantou International was created in 2006 and has become a nonprofit since 2020. I'm going to tell you a little story what we've been doing since then. In 2008, we were selected by the U.S. Embassy in Cameroon for Ambassadors Fund project. We were 15 of us that applied for the fund, and we were lucky to get the funding, which the funding was to preserve and promote the culture of the Baka people, so-called Pygmy. We finished that project in 2011. Before that, we did another fundraising where we were able to put 120 kids in school in Kenzo, which in one project, we were able to do two projects. One was to get the town clean, get the people of Kenzo to have a clean water to drink from where they were, picking up water. The whole area was dirty. So we had that project going on. And then the man was in downtown cleaning the town so the town can be clean too. So you can see that in one project, we were able to do two projects. In the end, we got to put 120 kids to school with tuition, books, and uniform. You will not know how much $6,000 got far. With $6,000, we were able again to put 120 kids to school with tuition, books, and uniform for all the parents that was there to work. So as we're coming today to you to present to you Bantou International as a nonprofit and what they're about to do here in Raleigh and all over the world. Our mission is to preserve and promote the culture that is disappearing. We all know, you and I all know, that every time an elderly person passes, there's a legacy of culture, of knowledge that is being gone. And if we don't do anything to preserve it, our next generation will not have any culture. As it is, we don't have much going on. We have to ask our parents, how do you do this? How do you do that? And when your parents are not there, who are you going to ask? So we know that if we put it in our kids' head, it will go far. So Bantou International is finally going to present themselves as a nonprofit organization on the 20th of August here in Raleigh. We will have some food, we will have some dancing, we will have some storyteller, we will have some fashion show, how people used to dress way before we had such called clothes, material, and all that stuff. And when you come to that event, or if you're far away, whatever donation you're going to do is going to support Bantou International to create a culture center here in Raleigh where we can be able to expose our culture, any culture, through the young generation and to the community, which also we can provide summer camp where kids can come learn how to drum, speak the language, the food and everything. And besides that, also, we also support, we are strong and believe in education. Because if it's a child is not educated, they will not be able to read a book to learn about their culture or to even go ahead to preserve or promote their culture. So we also strong on education level. With the money that will be collected during this event, we will show you the school. If you see the school that we're about to help get some base of education, even if you were like tight on your money, you will help these kids to get education. So I'm going to walk you through this school that Bantou went through in January to visit. We visit the school that was not far from Balmayo in Yaoundé. And the condition of that school when I was there, it really broke my heart. It broke my heart. I could not stand to see a child who was even sick, wanted some comfort, but they didn't have a place where they can ease themselves, or a nurse or something can take it. They had to make themselves comfortable out in the yard. So it was something that really touches me as a mother. As somebody who thinks that we need to get in the next generation something to look for, it really touches me. So that's why we are here today. Bantou is here for you to see those videos, those footage, and to understand why we're coming to you and why we want to do this, because there's a big need. As you all know, since the pandemic, a lot of kids are 2 years or 3 years behind with education because in some rural place where there's no electricity, there is no internet, they can't even study. So during the pandemic, the parent didn't have a way to get them their kids education. So kids were home during that time. In Africa, in Cameroon, most kids has to be passing in some classes to be able to go forward. And if you miss one class, you're in that class for another year. You get older, you become 18 years old and you're still in like 11th grade. You don't go far. And your parents have to pay for all those years of education. It's not free at all. So you can tell now that when they miss those 2 years, it's going to cost a lot on the parents and on the child to feel like, oh, I'm old in 10th grade, I can't go. It's not because they're stupid. It's because they don't have the material and all the technique that they need to be able to study. Most kids here was able to have teacher giving them class over the computer, over the internet at home. Those kids didn't have that chance, so they stayed home and play. They stay home and do nothing when they could alone. So I think you and I can provide a little bit of a level where they can achieve better education than what they have. And if you take a look at the classroom, you will not think your own child could go in that kind of school. And what can we let somebody else child to go there? And it's not somebody else child. These children today is our children because they carry the future of tomorrow. So this is why I'm asking you to take your time, get on our website, and look at what Bantou is about to do and why we're doing it, what our reason, and to support us and to help us promote the idea. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. We hope to see you on the 20th for the bigger event. Wherever you are, even if you don't come, you can participate. Thank you. This is Pascaline Pipa. She's the Bantou coordinator here in Cameroon. So, good morning.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be a part of Bantou International and to be with you in that program. Thanks.
Thank you. And here on my left, we have the director of the school, Anise, who is going to tell us the needs and the difficulty that he meets here being the principal at school.
Okay. Good morning, first of all, and sorry for my poor English. I'm Anise, I'm the headmaster of this school, a primary school named Kumu. Here we need everything. The school is very poor and we have much difficulties here. So we need help. I think you are going to help us for realize all we need. So we need books, we need water, we need pens, we need building to make good thing. Okay, thank you.
How long has the school been here?
School, I think school have 13 or 15 years that we, during, how long, the creation?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, 14.
14 years.
14 years.
And how many students are in the whole school?
200.
200 students.
200 students.
How are the distance that the students have to walk or to come to school?
It's very long. It's very long. They walk from 3 or 5 kilometers.
Wow.
Coming here.
Every morning?
Every morning, and they do it by foot.
Wow.
So it's very difficult.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So, Monsieur Anise, you said that you need books, you need pencil, you need... What is the major thing that really during the whole time right now that you think is the key that we can ask for help for?
For help, we need books, we need water, because there is not water. And we need, for example, computers, because we do what we call informatics here, but as you see, we don't have computers.
Okay.
So we need it.
Okay. So we are on our way to visit, I hope all our classroom, but we'll start with one of them with the permission of the director so we can meet the student. Good morning to you all. Thank you. So this is a classroom. What classroom?
This is the class 5.
Class 5.
Class 6.
Okay.
Sorry, class
Okay.
6.
Okay.
What we call cours moyen 2
Okay.
in French.
Okay. So this is class 6, like he was saying. You can see where the students are studying or sitting down to get education. This is one of the buildings that is considered a good building with the window broken. The floor is not done. Look at where the students are studying. I mean, the board is just, there's no light.
There is no light,
There's no electricity here, nothing. So you can imagine that during COVID, look at the ceiling. This is, I imagine that when it rained, those students who are sitting right here are not able to study. And let's not even talk about mosquitoes and everything coming from all this stuff. So our job as a Bantou, look at the classroom, everywhere has holes. And yet they're still making the effort to come to school. Our job as a Bantou International is to bring you the message of these kids who are the futures of tomorrow, to get a better education so we can change the world. We cannot change and have the better world if these beautiful young kids cannot get a good education. This is what a kid needs to have to go to school. She doesn't have much. She have her, a chalk right there to write everything. You can see there's no pencil or pen. So therefore, she has to maybe borrow from somebody else to do her class or her homework and stuff. Some of them have uniforms, some of them don't. It depends on who can afford. So please. And here we have also, not this. So he has to come far from school, like with this to wheel to come to school. He is one of the handicapped students. Even though the situation for him to study is hard, he still tried to be in class and try his best. I imagine he has to get up at 4 in the morning to wheel this thing all the way here. Thank God he even have something. Some of them suffer greatly to even get education. So please, as you will watch this video, I please and I beg for you to look the mercy of the student who wants to have the better education and then help out. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Bye. We are now going to another classroom. Good morning to you all. And here we're in class what?
In class 5.
Class 5. Okay. Same thing. We're on the class 5 again. The windows are broken. Here at least the ceiling is okay, but there's no light. So there will not be any class if it's nighttime or whatever, nothing here. And we have few students here because not everybody can afford to come to school or even walk distance. You can see the empty benches. I'm sure some of them who the parents cannot pay the tuition are not here. We also have this young, beautiful lady who also, look at her. She is craving and dying for education, and she has to walk from far with this to come to school and not having everything that she needs to go to school. This is what she have. So for anybody who have a kid and who will love their child to have education, will do anything. The mother or the father is doing their best. And we are asking you, the community, to help out for her and the rest of this student to at least have accommodate education in their life so we can change their life, because they are the future of us tomorrow. I am going to ask a few questions. She may answer in French, so please, let's hear what she said. Bonjour bébé. Comment tu t'appelles? Eba Anastasie. Tu as quel âge? 10 ans. Okay, okay. She's 10 years old. She's learning how to write and read English and French. She's already starting to be bilingual. So, but she needs more stuff to be in her place, like at least to be able to come to school. I cannot imagine to be coming to school far away, walking early in the morning with nothing, just this to be able to come in school and leave alone. Don't have books. They don't have any books to read. So they have to listen to what the teacher will say and write on a bulletin board so they can copy that and go back to school. There's no computer. There's nothing here. You can even look at the teacher's desk. She doesn't have much to offer education to the kids, even if she wants to. So she tried her best. So please, this is what we're asking. Every community, everybody who have a heart to have angels like this to get education and make their life better tomorrow, as you can see. I thank you all. Merci beaucoup les enfants. Bye-bye. Bye. So we are in another building. Here we have a student who's not feeling well and don't have a place where they can go to the nurse or anything to take care of them. She's here, excuse my word, vomiting and no other place to go. So that's what most students here, most people deal with. The quality of education is very poor in this village, and yet they're still wanting to come get the best they can, even if it's little. You can see the building falling apart, and we still have a student. It could be dangerous, this. This can be really dangerous because anything can fall on a student, but they're still willing to come take a rest so they can have education. Good morning. How are you guys? You guys can already hear, these little kids are already bilingual. Now again, Cameroon is a francophone speaking and English. We're in an area where they're based on French only, and these little ones are trying to be bilingual. As you can see again, the windows are open. Nothing is covered. There's no protection. Anything can happen. The ceilings are broken. Imagine if your child in this class, the winds come and the lumber fell on the children. What could happen? Terrible. And yet, look at all this. We have the student, the kids studying, taking their life in rest to be able to study and get education. No books is given. No pencil. These kids don't have. Look at these innocent kids. Princes and princess of tomorrow, but they're locked on education, material to be able to have better education. So please, again, look at the ground. This is a classroom. Holes everywhere. A kid can even hit a foot and have a blister and everything in this classroom. The teacher has nothing to provide to school education. These are little test book, as you can say, to give the note, like the grading for the student. How can they get a good grade when they don't even have anything to study with? For all you community who's watching, Bantou International is coming to you to come to this school and give them a hug. I thank you. Classrooms, wow. I'm really hurt and touched to see that kids can study in this condition. It's really painful to see. And this classroom is actually abandoned. They're not able to put, it's worse to a point where they're not able to put students here to study because the condition is worse. The condition is worse. Everything has been falling, and they try. You can see the ceiling. Classroom was abandoned. Nobody can come here and study because it's even dangerous and worse. As you can see. And the other side, look at the condition of the window of the classroom. How could anybody study here and be healthy? And we'll talk about COVID. They can't even protect themselves by how many times would they protect themselves from COVID? Look at this. And we have little innocent young kids. If anything happened, look at where they have to go down to go to classroom. If anything happened, they will not be able to run and save themselves. So therefore, they have to try their best. The teachers try their best to put it in a good condition. That's why they refuse to put the student here. With all of our help, we can do something better to help the school and get better education. We're helping the kids, these innocent kids, to get better education. Comment toi tu t'appelles? Dis-moi ton nom.
Je m'appelle Messianet.
Tu t'appelles?
Messianet.
Et toi?
Oriane.
Oriane. She's so beautiful. Her name is Oriane. Et comment tu t'appelles?
Je m'appelle Angela Bikini.
Qu'est-ce que tu aimerais faire quand tu vas grandir?
Je m'appelle Nsamabala Thérèse Davila.
Tu aimerais devenir quoi dans ta vie?
Je serai docteur.
N'est-ce pas? We're asking everybody, look at all those innocent kids trying to come to school and hoping to be somebody one day. Like this one, she wished to be a doctor. And many of them wanted to be somebody. They will not be that person without our help. So as you can see, they're still using the COVID for protection, for the method for protection, to wash your hands all the time when they go either to the latrine or something. He just came out to go make himself ease, and then now somebody has to push him to go back to the classroom so he can make his way to the classroom. I'm now going to show you where these kids go and ease themselves, which is unpleasant to see, but this is the reality, and this is why we're here to cry on their behalf so they can get help and get better education and a future or place where they can at least be comfortable to get education. This is where each student comes to ease themselves. There's no door, there's no privacy, there's nothing. So if you're a girl or whatever, just shoot yourself and ease yourself here. All that can be arranged. We can all bring the positive place for them to ease in. Again, the building is falling. Parents does not have any money to even help get a better place for their education. You can see in this place here, the association of the parents trying to put a building so some of the teachers who live in the city can come live here so they won't be far away to give education to their kids. Even then, the teachers are suffering. Imagine if I have to ask how much a teacher here get paid to be able to give the time leaving their family in the city and give education. It's not much. All that is in love. They do it with love to try to do the best so the kids can at least know how to read and write. So this is where some of the teachers are living. It's very, wow. I don't know. I don't have the word to say. So he just hit that bell so all the students can now come out so they can play. So there's even a yard for them to play, but sometimes when the students are so young, they can't clean it up themselves. The parents has to come and clean so they can have a place for them to play. Until then, they just have this little area, as you see, to come have a recess. So this is a recess time. So this is the next generation we need to help to get education so they can get better life tomorrow. It's up in our hands to help them out, have change in their life and change their family.
We have many problems like we don't have schools and we don't have exercise book and books to learn English very well. That is the difficulty we have in our school. And we don't have computer. We learn informatics. We don't have material to manage to make it practical. Yes, that is the problem we have here.
And you are a teacher from which class?
Class 6, class 5.
Class 5.
Yes.
And you're from which class?
Class 2.
What's your name?
My name is Bala.
Okay.
Class 1 and class 2, my name is Nikulu Annex.
Okay.
Class 4. My name is Swara.
Okay. As you can see, these are the great women who's making the effort for the education of these young kids that you just saw. It's not easy. I will not even dare ask how much they are paid to be here, but it's with love that they are here. There's not even about money because they're also mothers and they know they want the other kids to also have education like they will want for their own children. This is really like what you say, voluntarily teaching, I must say, because payment, there's no money to pay what they're doing for all these kids. So together we can support them. The maximum thing they're asking is books and pencil and maybe some computers so they can teach the kids how to be in the next world. None of these kids can type on a computer and they're already in class 6. It's really not right. So please hear their voice and come for help. All these kids you see, they need your help. With your help, we can help everybody. They can get better education like our kids are getting too. And also here, we have this young gentleman who also needs help to get better chair for him to come to school to be able to have education. We have also, oh, she's right here. She needs everything. She needs something to hold. If we can help her have a better way, I can imagine how much this is hurting her elbow. She have no support. She have to walk with this and putting all her weight in her elbow to be able to come to school. And as you can see, she have no backpack, nothing for her to study or even like do anything. So I'm not crying here for me. I'm asking you guys to look at yourself and see if a child like this doesn't deserve a help. With the school, I thank you for already putting in your heart to help us and help these kids. And I will let the principal talk.
Okay. Just as I say, we need the help. I hope you are going to do something for us. Thank you.
I'm thanking Bantou International and the crews here today, Madame Pascaline Pipa, for taking the time to come for us to meet. Thank you for everything. Yes. So we look for you guys. Bye bye à tout le monde.